This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
A few months ago, I started a rehab on what was my favorite scene on my old layout, the town of Switch Junction. If you recall, I brought it over from the old layout, stuffed it into my new layout, and went as far as removing all of the old ballast so I could start over and bring it back to its former glory. Well, rail fans, I never did anything with it since then. So today, though, I'd like to invite you to join me on a journey where we're going to take this in a new direction, give it new life, and hopefully when we're done, have an even better version of this scene. Hey everyone, welcome to It's My Railroad. My name is Steve Brown. I am sitting here in front of sort of a newer version of the town of Switch Junction. I've gone through and I've realigned some track, moved some structures around, keeping stuff I wanted to keep while making room for some new stuff to really bring this to life again. And I'm very excited to show you what I've gotten done so far. This is probably gonna be like a two-parter, but I couldn't wait to get this one out, so I'm just gonna do it, people. Before I get started, a couple of things, a little housekeeping. One is, if you like the stuff I do here on It's My Railroad and you wanna get some behind the scenes kind of stuff, go over to the channel page, click the join button and see if we've got some more stuff to offer you. I do more videos than this, like I said, behind the scenes kind of stuff. And I do updates on what I'm working on, even stuff I do for Model Railroader Video Plus, Model Railroader Magazine. So you can see all of that. Second thing is, if you like the shirts that I wear, of course, I'm not wearing one now. It's My Railroad shirts and all that. There's some links to some of the shirts and stuff. Go see. I just need you to know that all the proceeds from this channel go right back into this hobby room and help me buy track and locomotives and just stuff so we can keep making great videos for you guys to enjoy. And we certainly appreciate your encouragement and your support. But that aside, let's get into what I want to do in this video. And that is this. You see kind of where I'm at with Switch Junction right now. This is after realigning some track, relaying some track, rewiring some track, and moving some of the structures around. So if I can just roll back to before now, and let me introduce you to some of the players in here and what I want to keep and what I want to move and give you some kind of a sense of where we're going with this thing. For starters, let me take you back into the back of the layout and show you three structures that I really love that were quick to build, and I'm not about to give them up. They have to have a place in the new Switch Junction, and that is this. I've got a sheriff station, a bank, and a saloon. Switch Junction used to be set in like the 1850s or something like that, right? Where I had steam power going, I had turntables at both ends to flip the locomotives around, and things were well and good. Well, I've since upgraded and modernized things, and so those old buildings don't exactly work in the new scene anymore. Even though it's my railroad and I can do whatever I want to do, I'm trying to lean more towards the new stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving them over here and making like a historic Switch Junction scene. I don't want to lose them, and I found a place to put them here. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that as the video moves forward. Another thing is, this is my depot. One of the first scratch build structures I did, and I really like it. I'm happy with it. I don't want anything to happen to it, and I'm not exactly ready to just throw it away, all right? So what I did is I've brought it over here to this historic Switch Junction part of the scene, and we're incorporating it as like a used to be depot. There's gonna be a brand new depot, more modern depot in another part of the scene. But this whole thing I've got right here allows me to have maybe a dirt parking lot here. The road comes around, people are wandering around. They can go into old school saloon, old school bank, get some history going up here. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. Another structure that I like that I never quite finished building is my grain loader. Now, grain is still integral to the operations here. The grain goes from here up to a brewery on the second deck, the top deck. The grain comes from Fertile Valley, which is right over here, and gets loaded into hoppers. Well, we're gonna keep that as part of the normal operations, and I had to realign the track a little bit to make it work, which I'm gonna show you in just a minute. Another structure from the original scene that we're going to keep using is my refrigerated storage facility, and that is it right here. This receives truckloads of oranges and other produce, I suppose, and then ships it out on refrigerated cars over to Port Smith, which is right over here. And it gets loaded into refrigerated containers, put on barges, and shipped wherever it gets shipped. I don't really know. I haven't developed the story that far, okay? But anyway, it makes for good operations, in my humble opinion. I like that. We're gonna use that. I'm gonna put some lighting in it at some point, build out a little bit of the inside. You're gonna see as we move forward. All right, now to up the fun level on this a little bit, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you in, I'm gonna give you a tour of some of the reasons why I'm moving some track, and we're gonna relay the track, and we're gonna solder some feeder wires in there. And then at the end of this, to really make it fun, we're gonna run a little pseudo op session, see how the trains run on the new track, and give you an idea of how we're gonna be moving loads around. So let's just get on that right now. So let's go through and look at some of the changes I'm thinking of making here and then finish up the scene. What you see right here is a loop that goes around, very tight radius loop, by the way. I barely get switchers over it. And of course, 6-axle locomotives just derail. But this loop was there so I could run trains continuously on my old layout, and I don't need that anymore. It comes into Switch Junction, switches out, and leaves town. So I'm gonna keep a portion of this, but it doesn't have to complete the circuit all the way around Switch Junction. I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. This whole piece of track right here is set up to bring the Shay back into its engine house. There's a siding there to drop off some cars and whatnot. And then the rest of the loop goes through there. But one of the things I want to show you is right here. This turnout and this turnout are, well, gonna have to move. I'm gonna get rid of this track back here, this track, and this track. So let me show you something I got going on back here. Let's get this engine shed out of the way. And what you can see going on back here is I've got this turnout right here. Now this one's got a switch motor on it to automatically switch the locomotive when it goes around the loop and goes back out. Well, I'm gonna get rid of that. I've always had a problem up in this area since I moved it back here that trains don't like to make this pass. It's too many weird angles. So what I think I'm gonna do is eliminate that turnout, extend the track all the way over and just connect onto this, which means this track goes bye-bye and some other changes. So I was playing around with some turnouts and stuff to see how I can get all three of these industries, the grain industry, the depot, and refrigerated storage done. I got these kind of somewhat laid out. And we can see this track already not happening. We're gonna have to get it off of here and bring it back this way, some kind of way. And then as we're looking at this track, it will curve off. Maybe I can get to join back up with this for the depot, and then this one, I don't know, we'll probably have to change the alignment of fruit distribution. So basically what's got to happen here is this track, this turnout, that track, that turnout, this turnout, this track, whoo, all that's got to come out. And way over here, that turnout's got to come out. So that's got to come out. So let's get on tearing out a whole bunch of track, and we'll see how that looks when we're done. Hopefully we can get the putty knife under there. Again, I'm trying to save as much of this track as possible so I don't have to buy a bunch of new track. And since the ballast is already off, we might be able to do that. Let's cut those feeder wires there. Continue running the knife under gently, so don't ruin the ties, gently prying up this piece of track. Looks like it's got another feeder wire hidden right here. No, it doesn't. And then down here, it's soldered. I got my soldering iron heated up. Let's just get in there and unsolder that and pull it off. You know, I got a better idea. We need to save every last micrometer of that track. Let's pull that off like that. So there you go. I'm gonna go through and do that to the rest of the layout, and then we'll see what it takes to put new track in. Now, a proviso, something I haven't mentioned before, is like many of you, I don't have a lot of money to buy a new track. So what I'm trying to do is salvage enough of this track where I can reuse it in the new configuration. As we will see as we move forward, I had some success with doing that. Well, there you go. Got all the track pulled out. I'm going to pull it out. Got a couple of turnouts laid out in there that help me figure out where the alignment's going to go. But I'm also introducing a new character, and that is this. This is my old mercantile row, or merchant row, they may say. And I kit bashed this from a whole bunch of different kits. And it used to be over in my Brownsville scene. Well, I don't really have a place for it in the Brownsville scene anymore. So I decided I'm going to try to insert it here in Switch Junction. I got to tell you something. It needs a rehab. Okay, we need to fix the roofs. We're going to put some lighting in, some other details. But setting that up in there with all the other structures around it builds the scene. And I'm very excited about how that's turning out. So I ran into another challenge. I needed a long piece of track to put in here, and none of the pieces I pulled out were gonna work. So what I had was a piece I pulled out from way over there on the layout, and it had been ballasted already, which means it was in a curve and it was fixed because it still had glue on it. So I tried something I've heard you can do, and it turns out you can do. And that is this. I took it into the hobby sink in the laundry room over there, got it all wet, let it set for a while, and then slowly started working it back into a straight condition. Now the problem with this is, if you do it too quickly, you're gonna pop the railroad ties loose from the rails, and that just screws up the whole deal, all right? So you gotta be gentle with it. But I was actually able to take that piece of track with ballast on it, with glue on it, reactivate the glue, and put a little hook at the end of it, and then a straight piece. You can use water, such as I did, or 70% isopropyl alcohol. A lot of people use that. I think it reacts quicker and you can do it quicker. But come the end of the day, this worked, and I still haven't had to buy any new track. So after getting that piece straightened out and installed, I went through and basically laid out the rest of the track approximately where I thought I wanted it. If I can do just a smidge more monologuing here, point of encouragement for you folks out in the model railroad world. If a scene isn't working the way you want it to, if you've begun construction, you get it going, you go, you know, I don't really like this anymore. It's not working for me. There is no rule that says you can't remove some track, realign some track, change the structures, change the time period, the era that you're modeling in. It's your railroad. And so that's one of the things that has liberated me out here in the old hobby room, is I just do whatever I'm gonna do, whatever makes me happy, and whatever I'm gonna enjoy running. It doesn't matter what other people think, although I'd like them to like it, frankly. It really doesn't matter. It's your railroad, it's my railroad, and I wanted to make these changes. Then basically I took a pencil and I marked where the track goes. Now here's the thing, in this scenario, I don't have to be exact. It's not like I'm building a yard where you've got to have all the tracks spaced exactly right, or to look like crap. I just wanted to get it in the general proximity, which I did. And then I used a pencil, marked out where it goes, and then just took some construction adhesive, laid it down, spread it out with my finger, laid some cork road bed down. That's Gorilla Construction Adhesive you see me using. I've used that now exclusively to lay road bed down and to lay track down. And for a couple of reasons. One, it's pretty goopy, pretty sticky. And as soon as you lay stuff down, you can actually bend the road bed around, bend the track around, and it'll stick right down. But later on, if you've got to pull it up, you can just run a putty knife under there and it pops it loose. One of the things you're gonna see is where I used to dump the grain into the grain transfer facility, I just cocked over, just laid the cork road bed right over that. Didn't bother filling in the hole. I don't need to. As long as I don't push down and make a bump, that cork will bridge over that. Then the track will bridge over it, and come the end of the day, the trains are gonna run just fine. Now, I don't have a track plan or something that I'm going from. I'm kind of freestyling this. So once I had that one piece of cork road bed down, I put my turnouts up in there. And then I aligned the turnouts where I wanted them, and then started making marks on where the turnouts need to sit so I can extend the road bed further down to where the refrigerated storage is gonna go, and over to where the grain loading terminal is going to go. Put the cork roadbed down, put the track laid, time to put some wiring in, and no great top secret technique here, all right? I take a drill, I drill down through the layout, and I stuff some wires in there. The only thing that's different is when I've got a spur, in other words, it terminates at the end some kind of way, I just like to put the wires in right there. Then I don't have to necessarily see them anywhere on the track. My soldering's not that great, people, all right? Put them at the end of the track, and then when it's all ballasted, I'll put the track bumpers in there, and you'll never see them. It'll look pretty good when it's done. Now that wire you see me stuffing down in there comes from a 4-pair Cat 6 Ethernet cable. And what I like about it is, first of all, if I'm running a bus line from the back of the railroad to a location, I can run all that in basically one cable. But for stuff like this, I strip off the out of the sheathing and cut the wires down and strip them. It's number 22 gauge wire, very small, solid copper, and it's color coded, which helps me out quite a bit because I have a hard enough time being organized out here. So with the wires down through there, I'll go through and I strip them, bend them, and solder them. But before I solder them to the rails, I've got to scrape off some of the old paint so I get a really good connection. To do that, I just use a little jeweler's file that I have. All right, so we've got the track laid, the wiring done. I've got all the structures back in their new locations. And that, by the way, that depot back there in the back and the new location, that's just a mock-up. I built that like eons ago. I've just got it as a placeholder right now. We're gonna build something new there. But to make sure the track now works in this new configuration, I think it's time to run a little train action up in here. That's what I think it's time to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my locomotives, run them quickly through the track, make sure it works, kind of give you an idea of the operations, and just make sure everything works. You can see here I've got this sort of wide angle shot here, and I'm not going to do a lot of funky camera work or whatever. We're just going to make sure the locomotives run, but at the same time, I'm going to try to give you a little bit of an inkling of what I'm thinking about for operations. First thing is I'm going to bring my 2-truck tray down out of the coal mine or the saw or the logging camp, whatever. But it's going to come down without any cars. But to give you an idea, what happens is the 2-truck shay comes down, well, a little dirty up there, I guess, and dirty there. 2-truck shay comes down. We'll run it a little faster than prototype speed. Now it's got loaded cars with it right now. And it pulls into the siding that is basically the old school depot, which is, well, there you go, which is the museum right now. When it's done, moves forward, takes those cars, hooks onto the empty cars, pulls the empties back, then pushes the empties back up onto the track that goes up into the mountains. uncouples, brings the loaded cars back down, goes forward again, and pushes those loaded cars onto this siding, we'll call it, right here. Uncouples, comes back, and then it'll push the empty cars back up into the mountains. So there you go. We'll stop that for now. Now let's switch to our switcher that comes in out of the Brownsville yard. First thing we're going to do is it'll bring in 6, 7, 8 cars onto this siding right here. Now again, I'm not going to show you every detail of the operations, but basically got a little dirty track there, a couple places. Dropping the cars. Then it does a runaround maneuver. Little dirty track there. Then I'll move back over, pick up some cars, and then begin distributing them to the rest of the layout, the rest of the railroad. So what we'll do now is we'll check to make sure we can get to the grain loader track okay. And we still got some dirty track there, folks. As we load the grain, that works out pretty good so far. Now we will head to the depot. That's good. Now refrigerated storage for the produce. And that seems to work well too. Well, I can say, I believe with some degree of confidence, the track is working, the wiring is working, and now we can move on to sort of building the rest of the scene. So let's get on doing that. Well, rail fans, there you go. This was successful. I'm totally digging the new layout and the new operational capabilities of this thing, bringing the shay down and having it switch out and using that loop track now as more like a siding to store cars on. The additional merchant row back there to really build some interest into the scene. And what we're gonna do in the next video is I'm gonna raise up the grades around the track, put in a grade crossing where the road comes up over there. And we're gonna do the scenery and all of that kind of stuff and really watch this thing take shape. But that'll be for our next video. Thank you so much for joining me for this video here on It's My Railroad. I hope you had a great time hanging out with me. I had a great time working on this project, making this video for you. And until the next time I see you, my name is Steve Brown, and rail on, my friends.